Hi there. Welcome to Nurse with Needles. This is my sixth podcast, and it is Tuesday, June 19th, 2012. Barely Tuesday. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted. Anyway, it was barely Tuesday, just a little bit after midnight. My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and on Plurk. And I also have a Ravelry group called Nurse with Needles. If you are new to the podcast, thank you for stopping by. And if you are a previous viewer, thank you for coming back. I've gotten not as much knitting done as I probably would have liked because this is has been my weekend to work. So I worked Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday. And I'm happy I'm as coherent as I am because I didn't sleep in as late as I probably should have today. But anyhow, let's go on to FOs, finished objects. I'm not sure if you would call it a finished object or not. It was finished before. You would have seen it the first episode. And it is my sweater that I made for my grandfather. It was already finished, but I was looking at it after I got up today, and thinking, man, I don't like the way the cuff looks. I don't like the way the collar looks. The bind off just seems so tight. So I had recently learned for a pair of socks I've been making. I think it's Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, and I thought that would work really well for this sweater because I thought the bind off was a bit tight. So I painstakingly tore out the bind off after weeks and weeks of it being there, and I'm going to count that as a finished object again. So hang on, let me put aside what I've been knitting on. Stay. So there it is. I know you probably don't remember the way it was before, but it's really stretchy now, and his head will fit in there. I tried on the sweater, and I know it fits. Well, not fits, but Grandpa's kind of small, and I think it'll fit him, hopefully. But at least he'll be able to get his head in. And his hands. I was afraid, yeah, my hands could fit in there, but my hands are smaller than his. But with a surprisingly stretchy bind-off, it'll be sure to fit. And I did on the other side, too. Left the bottom the same. I think it's fine. It's stretchy enough. But yeah. Making a mess. So I think that this counts as a finished object. And you did see it before. I'm not going to run through the pattern and everything. I honestly think it's... I can't remember it. It had a number in it. I want to say 911, but I know it's not what it is. But that's my grandfather's sweater. It's on my Ravelry page if you're really super interested. So I still need to block that because I've been lazy and I have not blocked it. But it's done. I just need to block it so I can give it to him for Christmas. I've kind of given up the goal of the anniversary because I'm not finished with my grandmother's. And I don't want to put extra stress on myself. Anyway, so that counts as an FO. So yay, I wanted an FO to show you. My next project, well, I'm going to works in progress. And the next project I'm going to talk about is the one I'm actually knitting on now, while I'm talking to you. I'm taking a little break on my hands. I've been working almost exclusively on another one of my projects, but the other project has really rough acrylic yarn, and my hands just wanted to break. So I picked up again my heather yoke for my grandmother. I haven't worked on it really at all since I talked to y'all last week. I just started knitting on it as I started podcasting here. So I'm going to still count it as something I've worked on this week because I'm working on it now. So it is the Solvig Yoke by Eleanor Brown. I'm making it for my grandma, in size 39.5. It's also for Christmas for her, or anniversary if I get it done early enough. But it's too nice. It's too much work for presents to make it for their anniversary, his sweater and hers. I won't be able to top that for their Christmas gift, so it's going to be a Christmas gift. Anyway, it's size 39.5. I'm using US 5 and US 8 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with the Harmony wood. 16-inch and 24-inch wires were required for the pattern. I've been using the Knit Picks Andy and Treasure yarn, and I'm currently working on the Andy and Heather colorway. Other colorways that I will be using, because this is a stranded I think, pattern. Other colorways I'll be using are the Meringue Heather, which is kind of white, Mystery Heather, which is kind of gray, Grove Heather, which is lighter green, and Fog Heather, which I believe is the darker gray. To do this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, how to knit, how to purl, how to make one left, that is to increase, how to make one right, a different kind of increase, how to slip, slip, knit, which is a kind of decrease, how to knit two together, which is another kind of decrease, how to wrap and turn, which I've not done yet. I believe it has something to do with stranding, and how to work from a chart, and how to do some sort of color work stranding kind of thing. I'm still learning the stranding stuff. I have not yet added the other colors. I'm still currently only working in the Aurora Heather colorway. And I guess I can show you the progress so far. Well, you've been seeing every week the sleeves. Sleeve numero uno and sleeve numero dos. And like the not even half a row that I've worked on since I last talked to you. The marker doesn't even look like it marks any progress, because to be quite frank, I haven't done even a row. All my progress will be while I'm talking to you. So that is that project. I'm not even going to pull out my Vivian sweater by Saldatique. I haven't worked on it this week. Haven't had time. Also, I'm trying to get other projects finished on a bit of a timeline, so I'll work on that when I have more time. I have, however, been working on my socks. Oh, in case you're curious, the frog back here was a gift from my sister. She has Asperger's syndrome, and she didn't quite understand why my mom crochets, I knit. Well, my mom knits a little bit too, and I crochet a little bit. But she kept hearing us talk about frogging projects and joking about frogs and that kind of thing. And she didn't quite understand why we all of a sudden were into frogs, but she had this stuffed animal that she's trying to clean out her stuffed animals so she can make room for more stuffed animals. And she gave me her frog. So I have a big giant frog now, thanks to my sister. Anyway, complete off topic. What I was actually going to talk to you about were my socks. I'm calling them Riding a Rainbow. They are the DVD Simple Toe-Up Socks by Denise at Lost City Knits. And I'll be using the crystal heel that comes from the Crystal Socklet pattern by Lynn D.T. Hirschberger, also known as Color Joy, Lynn H. And I'm making these socks for me, using US 2 Haya circular with a 40-inch wire. And I'm magic looping. I'm probably going to use the US 1 to make a heel. I think next time I do socks, I'll probably start off with the US 1 and get a US 0 for the heel, just to make them last a nice long time. Anyway, I'm using Desert Vista Dye Works yarn in the Wrapped Up in May colorway, and those of you who watch Lemnic Crochet with Lauren know that that's a colorway that she suggested to Desert Vista Dye Works for one of their dye colors of the month, and that's her colorway. So, yay, Lauren! Anyway, for this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, and I used Judy's Magic Cast On for the second sock and loved it. You need to know how to knit, make one left, which is to increase, how to pick up stitches, how to knit two together, which is decrease, how to Kitchener, which I have not done yet, and you also need to know Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off. And as you already know, I am very fond of Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off because I think it's cool, and I think it's surprisingly stretchy. Anyway, on to actually showing the sock to you. Socks. This one's been the same for like ever and a day. The markers show where the heel, where I'll cut to put the afterthought heel. So that's number one sock. And I've actually got quite a bit of progress done on number two sock since last week. The blue marker marks where I was when I podcast last week. Above the orange markers where the needles are is what I've done. From there to there. So I almost doubled what I did last week. And as you can see between the two orange markers, I have where I'll cut the afterthought heel. Well, put the afterthought heel after I cut it. So I'm not too far from the end of these, hopefully. I'd love to say I'll get them done this week, but I can't make any promises. But I'm working on the cuff now. Starting to work on the cuff, which is very exciting. I might actually finish these socks soon and get to wear them at work. So I'm very excited about that. Can't wait to wear my first pair of socks. I've been trying them on and they fit, even though I thought at first that the newer sock looked smaller than the other one. It must have just been stretching out from trying on. So they should equal out now because they both feel like they fit beautifully. So that is these socks. Those are these socks. Anyway, the socks. This be them. Let's see. I'm not going to go over my Damask shawl by Kitman Figueroa. I think I'm going to have to take out that third row, though. I'm not sure if you remember it, where I didn't yarn over quite a bit when I was supposed to. It was the third row that I did like 20 million times with a 333 stitch cast on. I think I'm going to have to restart the third row again. I'm kind of mad at Damask shawl, so I put it aside for now because I can't bear to look at it right now. Not with redoing row number 3. So I have to say that when I'm more awake and not wanting to kill it. So that's enough about the Damask shawl. Oh, and I almost forgot. For both the Vivian and the Damask shawl, there is errata available on their respective patterns. And I think you just go to their Ravelry pages to find that. I feel like this is going really fast this time. I think this is going to be a really short episode. My last project I've been working on, and actually the project I've been working on almost exclusively since forever it seems, is a project I'm calling Inara. It's the Irene pattern by Michelle Zaharis, also known as Hot Knit Designs, and that's H-A-U-T-E, Knit Designs, and that's all one word. I am knitting this up for me. I'm doing it in the medium size because you have to be teeny weeny to wear the small. I'm using US 9 knit picks, interchangeable circulars, the Harmony Wood, and a 24-inch wire that's required for the pattern. The yarn I'm using, well, the yarn I'm using for that pattern is part of the reason why I'm not working on it right now, because I'm using Lion Brand Vanna's Choice in the Scarlet colorway for this pattern, and let me tell you, that yarn is rough after you've been working with alpaca. And I just needed a break from it, so that's why I'm working on my grandmother's sweater with the alpaca before I get back to working on Anara again. Because I'm so tired of Vanna's Choice. I am not going to willingly pick it up again because it's just so rough on the hands. I had to use some of my Wolf Farms lotion just because my hands just felt so rough after working with it. It's not pleasant. Anyway, some people will, I'm sure, really like it. I don't. I'm sure it'll wear well. I just don't like the way it feels on my hands when I knit it up. To work the Irene pattern, you need to know how to cast on, how to knit, how to purl, how to make one left, which is to increase, how to slip one, knit, pass over, which is a kind of decrease, how to knit two together, another kind of decrease, how to perform a left twist, which is kind of cable, and how to perform a right twist, which is another kind of cable, and then how to bind off. And let me pull that out to show you. I had to move it from the bag it was in because that bag was getting too small for this project. So now it occupies my lovely apron Egyptian bag. Yeah. Which, by the way, I laughed at the idea of using it as an apron when I got it. I was like, oh, I'll just use it as a tote bag. I totally use it as an apron today. It ties around your waist. I'm sure I showed this last time, or a couple times ago. You tie the strings around your waist, and it works beautifully as an apron for walking around the house and knitting, which I totally did because I'm trying to get this done in time to maybe win some yarn or something and reward myself for having to work with this horrible Vanna's Choice. It's waxy. Anyway, I think the last time I talked to y'all, I was still on the decreases for the hips. Or not the hips, for the waist. Well, I'm now on the increases for the bust. And my progress from last week is quite a bit. Because I've been working on it almost exclusively. Except when I'm at work, and then I work on the socks when I have a lunch break. So, from the blue marker to the very top, I have, where's my book? I have 1, 2, 3. 3 more sets of increases. And each set is like 5 rows. You have an increase row and then 5 knit rows and then another increase row. So I have 5 sets of increases before I think I start the arm shaping. It's not like a huge arm. It's like a little cap sleeve. And then I guess I do lattice work across the top. So I'm coming close to the end. It just seems to be taking forever because I really hate this yarn. But I'm sure it'll be fun enough to wear. And I like the color. I like red. I just really looking forward to being done with this. And you can see how big it is. It's getting there. It's kind of bulky right now. I hope it'll look better when it's on me. I'm kind of over this project. So yeah, that's what's on the needles this time. I feel like I'm kind of bleh. Kind of monotone this time, but I guess it's what you get when I haven't gotten a whole heck of a lot of sleep and all that jazz. That's my excuse anyway. Anyway, stash enhancements. I do have some stash enhancements. I need to stop having stash enhancements, but I still have it. I went on Etsy, the most horrible, evil place in the world. If you want to save money, don't go there. If you want to find awesome stuff, do definitely go there. I went to Etsy and found the Slip Stitch Studio Shop, and I picked up magnetic bookmarkers from them. And what the magnetic bookmarkers are is they allow you to, let's see, here's my pattern keeper that I got from Aaron Bags on Etsy. Well, the pattern keeper holds the pattern, but the bookmarker has a little magnetic area, and you can mark where you're at in the pattern with the bookmarker. So it's very cool, and it stays put and everything. I might need to get one of their longer ones, though, because it doesn't stretch quite long enough for my liking. So I got several of those. And what I thought was really cool is she gave me a pin. So I have a Slip Stitch Studio pin. And a little bookmarker thingy. As well as all my actual bookmarkers that I ordered. And these cute little birdie ones. So I like them, and I will be using them on my patterns to mark where I'm at. Especially when I'm tired. So, there's that. And the big thing that I got that I shouldn't have got, but I'm absolutely in love with them. Everyone knows about my addiction to stitch markers. So I got some. I went to Dragon Lady Designs, and oh, if you're watching this, Rachel's from Knit Me Happy podcast, and on a virtual knit night very, very long ago, it seems, we were trying to figure out where she might have gotten this panda stitch marker that we both like, and she said she had one too, and I couldn't remember where I got mine. And you guys have all seen the panda one before because I love him so horribly. So you see, he's super cute. But we couldn't remember where I got that from, and she couldn't remember where she got hers from. Well, the person who makes it is on Etsy, and her name is Dragon Lady Design. Dragon Lady Designs, and that's all one word. She doesn't have that particular stitch marker in stock right now, but her others are super cute too. And that was my weakness. And I don't need stitch markers for like the rest of my life now, not unless I lose them. So let's run through my little purchases. I should have had this set up before, but I didn't. So I guess you're just going to have to bear with me a couple seconds. What did I do with the other one? I know I had another one in here. Did I put them all in here? Oh, yes, I did. Sorry. Obviously, I should have been prepared. Trying to make a mess. I did. Successfully make a mess. So I didn't just get the knitted stitch markers. I also got crocheted ones. So let's start with those. So first things first. Dragon Lady Designs, Kimberly Classville, and she's in Abilene, Texas. She sent me a nice package with everything. Her crocheted stitch markers came in this, a nice little bag. And the crocheted stitch markers I ordered are not facing it. There we go. Are little panda bears. You see the clasp, that's definitely the same as the other panda. And look, it opens and closes. Not sure if you can really see. This probably gets backed up in my hair. It opens and closes, you can use it in crocheting. So those are awesome. And they come with 4 of them. So I have 4 little awesome crochet stitch markers. She sent me these free with my order, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cute little dangly stitch markers. And I guess it's a bookmark charm thing. Got a string, got two little beady things on the end, and a little charm that says, I love knitting. Let's see. So yeah, I thought that was really cool and sweet. That wasn't even the main part of the order for her. No, that was just like the little extra awesomeness. All the stitch markers she sent me came in these little heart containers, which are super awesome on their own. So I got knitted ones that looked like the crocheted ones. So those are already super cute. But that's not even the cutest one. That's number one set. With a little frog, little green frog. And he's also in his own little 4 sets. A little another panda. So I have like 3 different panda sets. So he's cute. Little elephant. Red elephant. You're going to see all these on various different projects that I'm working on. And because my favorite color is red, a little red frog. A little smiling, happy red frog. And finally, the one I think is probably the cutest of the new ones. A little duck. Hi, ducky. Quack, quack, quack. So he is super cute. He makes me smile every time I look at him. So I have enough stitch markers to populate a small stitch marker army. But yeah, they're super cute, and if you're looking for cute, well-made stitch markers, I would suggest going to Dragon Lady Designs, because she does really cute ones. They don't have that really bendy wire to attach them to the ring that you put on your needle. The wire, I don't know, the ones with a little bendy wire, they bend out of shape, they look like they're going to break. These, it's going to take something to break them. So yeah, I really like them. I'm happy with my stash enhancement, even though I really didn't need to enhance my stash at all. So, yeah, I think that is it. I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and happy knitting.